In this first simulation, we have a car driving towards obstacles. As soon as it detects the obstacles, the car moves around using lidar and ultrasound. It detects the obstacles. It also tells the distance between the objects. In the second scenario, we have a car in a heavy area in where there's too much traffic. The car detects the lanes on its side and adjusts itself. It also detects the car on the sideways. The braking actuation is received to the brakes, and it also detects the red traffic light via image sensor. The image sensor also detects the pedestrians. Here we have a scenario where our car is about to have an accident with other car, but since our car detects it and stops the car in time. As you can see, our car is going down the hill, and when it reaches at the end, it detects the stop sign on the end. The image sensors detect it and send braking actuation to the brakes, and the car stops. In this scenario, we have a car going in front of us, and lidar and ultrasound detects it. The car takes a turn so that it doesn't collide with it and goes ahead. Then lidar tells it about the distance between them, and car automatically adjusts its speed on the basis of that information. Now we have a car which is not modified, and it's just another normal car driving through thick fog, which has led to low visibility. And it's driving here. As you can see, soon something is about to happen. Had this car been upgraded, this wouldn't have happened. What is about to happen? Such pile-up accidents are very normal in cities and highways where low visibility is there, and thermal scanners could help here to avoid these things. Here a car is moving towards the person, and it detects that person and suddenly applies brakes.
Taken apart so you can hold all of the folds of all these parts that become souls. When waves crash your lines to the spark and beat
In
back
this
into
simulation,
life
our
like
car
a
has
heart.
detected the car ahead of it and stopped. Then it moves accordingly to the car. Now, in the roadway, there is a barrier. The car can communicate with the barrier and open it. It goes ahead. And when it's walking through a crowded street, it detects that there is a dog and a person going ahead. It stops and it stays there until unless that object has moved. As soon as it is moved, it starts going ahead again. This is a perfect example of vehicle to infrastructure communication. As you can see, it again opened the barrier on its own and let the car go ahead. Here we have a silver colored car which we just ordered to come to us by using our phone. In the future this is possible, and it might be possible, and we can control this car through our phones. As soon as we reach our destination, we can even send signals to our car and make them go away and to park themselves, like shown here. Just like earlier, again we have called our car, and it arrives right at where we are standing and stops there. And we can enter and then go on our way. Now we are showing a scenario where we can control gates using the vehicle to infrastructure communication we have. As you can see, our car will be moving towards the building office, and as soon as it reaches the gate, it opens automatically. As you can see, there is a blue line on the road. The car is following that road. It's actually being shown on the windshield of the driver, as you will see now in first person scenario. As you can see, the navigation system is on the windshield and hence it's less distracting than watching a phone while driving. It's very useful, and it's a prospect we can further work on and make it possible and integrate it with our existing prototype.
Auto drive now enabled.
This is a demonstration on what is possible in the future if we combine all the things that we have discussed just before right now.